Learning something new can be, well, pretty frustrating, especially when you just can't tell if you're actually making progress. But what if there was a simple trick, backed by actual science, to know for sure? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down the research that reveals exactly that.
Come on, we've all been there, right? You spend hours and hours studying, you feel like you've totally got it, and you walk into that test feeling on top of the world. And then you get the results back, and it's like, whoa, what happened?
If that story sounds painfully familiar, you are definitely not alone. This huge gap between what we think we know and what we actually know, it's a real thing. It's a phenomenon researchers see all the time, and we're going to call it the confidence trap.
And hey, this isn't just a feeling, the research backs it up. This quote here basically says we have a habit of jumping ahead to the next level way too soon. And why do we do that? It's because our own gut feeling about how well we're doing is, frankly, often just wrong. We think we're ready, but our foundation is still kind of shaky.
Okay, so to understand why this trap is so easy to fall into, we first have to look at the roadmap for how we learn. Researchers pretty much break down the whole process of picking up a new skill into a 4-stage journey.
So it all starts with stage 1, right? You're just learning the basics. Then in stage 2, you see how it all works with some real examples. Stage 3 is where you finally get your hands dirty and actually try it yourself. And then finally, stage 4 is all about that grind. Practice, practice, practice until you're fast and accurate.
But here's the tricky part, the moment that really matters. It's that jump between trying a few problems and then diving headfirst into deep practice. How do you really know you're ready to make that leap? This is the exact moment where our judgment gets tested, and honestly, it's where we usually fall right into the trap.
And that leads us to the heart of this research. When you're trying to judge your own progress, what should you be listening to? Should you focus on your ability to actually do the thing, or your ability to explain how you did it? Believe it or not, those are two very different signals inside your head.
All right, so let's quickly define this word cues. In this whole discussion, cues are just the internal signals, the little pieces of evidence you're looking at in your head to judge how well you're learning something. It's the data you use to say, yep, I've got this, or maybe I need a little more time.
So the two main cues in this study were these. On one side, you have judging by performance. This is all about the result. You're asking yourself, can I actually do it? Did I get the right answer? Simple. But on the other side, you have judging by explanation. This is all about the process. It's asking, can I really explain how I got that answer?
So you've basically got these two voices in your head, but which one should you trust? Which one is actually the reliable signal of true understanding? And which one is more likely to lead you straight into that confidence trap? Well, that's exactly what these researchers set out to discover.
All right, so the researchers designed an experiment to figure this all out. And the result? Well, it reveals a really simple but incredibly powerful trick that literally anyone can use to become a better learner.
So they put these two cues in a direct head-to-head competition. They had some people focus on performance and others focus on explanation to see whose self-assessments were more accurate. And let me tell you, the result was not ambiguous at all. There was a clear runaway winner.
And here it is. It turns out that focusing on your actual performance, whether you can successfully solve the problem, is a way more accurate way to judge your own learning. That simple, direct question, can I do it, is a much better guide than can I explain it.
So knowing that performance is the better guide, that's a huge insight. But believe it or not, the study uncovered something else, something even simpler, and honestly, even more powerful and easy to apply.
And here's the real kicker. The single biggest factor that boosted accuracy was one simple instruction. Participants were told to monitor their performance before they even started practicing. Just that little act of pre-commitment, of deciding ahead of time, I'm going to track my success, made all the difference in the world.
So performance is the clear winner. Case closed, right? Well, not so fast. The researchers then started to wonder, does that mean the explanation cue is just useless? Could it be saved?
So in their second experiment, they asked the next logical question. What if we gave learners some extra tools? Could we actually help them use explanation more effectively? Could we level the playing field a bit? To figure this out, they tested two support systems. First, they gave some people what they called cue criteria instruction, which is basically just a checklist for what makes a good explanation. Second, they gave others self-explanation prompts, which forced them to actively write out their thought process as they worked. Okay, now the results here were absolutely fascinating. For For the people who were trying to use explanation as their guide, their accuracy only got better when they got both supports, the checklist and the prompts. But here's the crazy part. For the group that was already focusing on performance, giving them these extra supports actually made their self-assessments worse. The extra work just got in the way and confused them.
So, the takeaway here is pretty straightforward. Yeah, you can make explanation a good cue for judging how well you're doing, but it takes a lot of extra work. You need all this extra scaffolding and instruction. It's just not a very efficient way to get an accurate read on your skills.
Okay, so we've torn apart the experiments. What does this all mean for you right now as you're trying to learn something new? Let's boil this all down to the most important actionable advice.
You know, the researcher's own conclusion really says it all. When you're talking about efficiency, getting the most accurate self-assessment with the least amount of effort, focusing on your performance is just the better, smarter strategy.
So here it is. Here's your 3-step game plan to beat that confidence trap. First, trust can I do it? Your actual performance, getting the right answers, that is your most reliable guide. Second, and this is the big one, commit early. Decide before you even crack open the book that you're going to track your success rate. And finally, just be a little suspicious of that easy feeling that you can explain something. It can be really deceptive.
Look, at the end of the day, this isn't just a study hack. Knowing how to accurately judge your own progress is a meta skill. It's like a superpower you can apply to literally anything you want to learn. So the only question left is, now that you have this tool in your back pocket, what are you going to master next?